Ladies and gentlemen, I am here speaking to Marco of the band Xandria. Okay, Marco, obviously to the listeners of my show who might not know your band that well, how would you describe your sound?
Symphonic metal.
Symphonic metal, okay.
Yeah.
What would you say your main influences behind the band?
Well, it started back in the 90s while listening to gothic metal bands like Tiamat or Paradise Lost. But over the years there were a lot more influences, also classic metal and rock and also folk elements, and a big part of it, what Xandria is today, is film scores, the bombastic atmosphere it creates, the very emotional atmosphere it creates, and we try to blend it to our version of symphonic metal.
Oh right, so you took the influences of like classic soundtracks and everything, the epic sound, and just added the metal part along with the vocals over the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's correct.
Okay, obviously you have a new vocalist now. I'm going to attempt to pronounce her name properly, so I do apologise if I get this wrong. It's Deanne van Giersbergen, I believe is how you pronounce it. What made her feel like the right vocalist for your band at this time?
Well, she has an absolutely amazing classical voice, but not only a classical voice, she can also do rock and pop vocals. She's very versatile. She can really sing everything we want to express with the band musically, but above this, this is only what the listener gets, of course. But for us as a band, it's even more important that we get along well together. We spend a lot of time on stage and also off stage, even more time off stage, in the tour bus, in the studio, and when we're on the road, and that's we all feel good together, and there's a good chemistry. And what I can say is that I think we really have the best chemistry now in the band that we ever had, and we're really happy about that. And this is something we felt quite quickly when we started to work with Jan, when we met her the first time, and it really clicked. It was really cool.
Oh right, so out of all your vocalists so far, she's the one that has fitted into the band pretty much straight away, just perfectly.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, we had to do some work in the weeks before we entered the studio for the new album to grow into the new songs together, and not only here's the sheet, sing it, So
Yeah.
because it's very important that everyone in the band really feels what the songs are about. And when she entered the band, we were about to enter the studio, but it was important to take some more weeks to just get into the feeling of the songs together. It was really important for us.
Okay, excellent. Obviously, you've been on tour. I believe you've got another tour coming up soon. How has that been going for you?
You mean the May tour now? Or?
Yeah. How's the tour going?
Yeah, we did, well, more or less it was mostly German dates we just did in May. There were 2 UK dates, but we of course hope there are more to come. That's why we called the tour the Sacrificium Tour Part 1. We hope there is more to come, maybe by the end of the year, after we've been to the USA and Asia. And of course there's the next year. We really hope to be in the rest of Europe again, not only in Germany, and also for a few more dates in the UK. That would be great.
Yeah, well, obviously, as you can tell, I'm from the UK myself, and obviously we would love you to come back here. Now, obviously, going back to the new album that's just come out called Sacrificium, I believe.
Yes.
How did the recording for that go? Was it a smooth process, or was there a few songs that took a while to get just perfect, to get right for the album?
Well, it's very different. some songs that are very easy, but there was one song that was even the starting point for the writing process, and it was one of the last that was really finished, because there was a lot of work to put the parts together. And there are some songs where you think in the beginning, oh, I'll just write it in a day, and in the end it takes months to really be happy with it, but it's always worth the work you put into it. It's not only the songs that pop up and then they are there already, as you could record them, that are the good songs. Of course, this is a classic pop cliche, but we are in symphonic metal and more complex stuff, and there's so much musical stuff going on that it sometimes needs a little more time to put it all together and to make it fit. It's like a film score work. You have to put all the scenes together. You have to work with big arrangements that everything fits together, and that sometimes takes a lot of work.
Yep. Okay. Now, obviously, I have a few listeners who may not have heard of your band before, or are only just coming to it from where I've personally been playing you, along with the other DJs on Total Metal Radio. And what they might be wondering, I'm wondering it myself, is obviously, where did the name of the band come from?
Well, it just was there in my head one day. There was not really an obvious reason for it, but I liked the sound of it. I think I was kind of thinking of that Egyptian city, Alexandria, and I don't know. It was just like taking the ale away of it. But yeah, I wasn't sure where it come from. I think it was that association, and it's quite a good and appropriate association, because with the Egyptian city, with its history and all the legends and myths, it creates an enigmatic atmosphere, and this is really something that quite well fit the feeling I had with the band I was going to found. Right. And so I named the band with that word, because I really like that enigmatic sound. And it has some female touch to it, that as we have a female singer now, this is also quite nice.
It has sort of, as your sound has developed over the albums, it's grown even more into a more appropriate name for you, if you don't mind me saying.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
As you obviously, your sound has sort of increased over the albums, as you've improved your sound, as it were, and refined it into what you are now. Obviously, Xandria has become a more and more appropriate name as time has come on. Now, obviously, if you could go back in time to, say, back to when you first recorded your first album, is there anything, with hindsight, you would change on that first album?
Well, I have to say that until and I have never really been 100% happy with an album when it was finished.
So you're a bit of a perfectionist.
Yes, I am too, and I think I sometimes drive people crazy around me with my perfectionism. But
well, it's better to get it right than to release something that you're not 100% happy with. Let's be honest.
Sorry?
It's better to get something as close to the sound in your head as you can than to release something that you're not 100% behind. So
yeah, but it's also when you write a song, it's only in your head, and it's really difficult to make it become reality in the way you had it. Sometimes it's different, and sometimes it's a good thing, because there are some things added to it that have not been in your head before, but that are quite cool. Also, this is an input from other people, also from the other guys in the band. That's really important to have. That is always an improvement to the songs.
Yeah.
yeah, but on the first album, you know, I remember that production. It was very stressful. We had been very naive and a young band. You know, um, we had a producer there and a record label. They had their ideas of the outcome of the album, and it was quite hard for us as such a young and naive band to well, you know, to really get through with what we really want. So I remember that I wasn't really on the same line with the producer back then, and well, despite that, the album is not that far from what I wanted. I wanted it a little more down to earth. There's a lot of back then modern stuff on it, you know, like electronic loops and stuff, and that wasn't really coming from me or from us. It was more of the producers' ideas, and back then I didn't like it really, but I wanted more something like you know, like the gothic metal stuff I knew from the 90s. I think for me today, Or Debut Kill the Sun is a bit like Skeleton from Tiamat, only with female vocals. And if you hear the sound, I think you know what I mean. It could be a little more natural from sound, and but well, it's an evolution. It's something every band has to learn, that it's a long way to get to a point where you can really make real what you really want, that you really can get along with all the producers and record label and you know, all the business stuff around, that you really get through with what you really want. It's some time to develop and to learn.
Yeah. Okay, obviously you've just released Sacrificium rather recently this year. What are your hopes for, what do you hope to achieve with that album?
Well, I often get that question, but it sounds a bit strange for a musician, because when you finish the album, you already achieved what you wanted. It's the recorded album. It's not, you know, an album is not something. Well, it's the reason in itself. It's not something you do just to achieve anything with it. What you know, you go on tour with it, and of course, if you are lucky, some success comes with it. But this is just something that is added to it. It comes as it comes, and you cannot plan it. And we for sure don't think of something that could come after the album when we are writing the music. The music should stand for itself, and yeah, that's the only thing. And so it's really when we have the album finished and we are happy with it, then we have achieved everything we want.
Obviously you're in the symphonic metal genre. I mean, how do you feel that is evolving with the newer bands coming up, and obviously with the older bands, including yourself, sort of evolving your sound as time goes on?
You mean what my view?
Your view on the genre as a whole.
Well, I have to say that I'm not well, not looking around too much, you know. It's not that I see, you know, I'm working on Xandria and looking around all the time, and putting Xandria at some place in the scene by purpose, you know. It's not like that. Xandria is just a playground for the musical dreams we have, and it doesn't really matter what other bands are doing, or what the current state of the genre is. We just do what we like to do, and so well, And I don't know every band of the genre. I know some, of course. We're on tour with some of the bands, and what I really like about it is the diversity, that there are so many different sounding bands using different elements, using different colors, and also some have a more bombastic sound, some have a more calm sound, silent sound, more folky. Some are more heavy, and some are more rock music, or have more slower songs, and that's really great about it. It's even a bit hard for me to really call it a genre.
Yeah.
Because I think there are some subgenres in metal that really are defining your sound as a band, and you can hardly do something else, because then you are not in the genre anymore. And with what you call symphonic metal, you can do so many things. You can put power metal influence in it, you can put classic rock elements in it, you can put folk music in it, film score music, you can even put some death or black metal elements in if you want. Our Dutch fellows Epica are doing this in a great way, and complex stuff, progressive stuff can be in there, and also it can be very simple, straight, almost poppy songs. You can just dance to, like Delane is doing. This is really different stuff, and that's what I like about the genre.
Okay, obviously over the years you've got to tour with some amazing bands. Now obviously, I mean, what I'm going to ask now is, are there any bands that you would still love Xandria to be able to tour with?
Yeah, absolutely. We all in the band are big metal fans, and we have all our favorite bands, and of course there are some dreams, and that are not quite realistic, and maybe it will never happen, but if we would have the opportunity to tour with a band like Iron Maiden or something, of course we would not hesitate for a second. We would really do everything to do this. Maybe even some bands that would not really fit the genre. I think it would be quite funny to tour with Motorhead.
That would be interesting, I have to say.
Yeah, it would be interesting, and maybe it would not be, for many fans it would not be really something, because I think there's not much of fans that are listening to both bands, but well, I do, so
yeah, I'm the same, to be honest with you. I listen to both.
I sometimes don't really get why people are not listening to more different stuff. Why there are only bands that are really similar to each other are touring. I really like some diversity. That's really cool.
Okay, now Who, obviously, when you get around to writing albums, sometimes you may be thinking maybe having certain guest singers or anything like that. I mean, Who, if you had the choice of anyone, would you like to get to play or sing on an album with Xandria?
I think Lemmy would be cool. Just talking of Motorhead again. Well, that would be really something, right?
It could work. You never know.
Yeah, I think so. It would be a really interesting experiment, and maybe it could be some kind of doing some kind of movie stuff. We have some songs that are like little movies. They have a story, they have different characters, and like there are bands like Avantasia who have all these different singers for different characters in the songs, and this is something we could also do to have some really different singers, or singers you would not think of, like Lemmy or someone else. Meatloaf would also be great. I think that would be really something.
So maybe something like Dave Grohl's Probot project that he did.
Oh, absolutely. That sounds great. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, something like that. You know, many bands have guest singers. You would really expect. Of course, we would also. I could imagine some power metal, classic metal singers that would be really cool to have in a song.
Yeah.
But I think it would be also great to have something really unexpected, and yeah, why not doing something like this? But you got to have a good opportunity for this, of course.
Yeah,
you gotta have a song for this where it fits, and of course this artist has to agree to do it. We are not, we are not a big band that everyone would be interested to do a guest appearance. I think if you call up Bruce Dickinson and ask him about doing a guest appearance on the Xandria album, he will ask, "Then what?"
Well, you can but try. You never know. So you say about getting someone who'd be a bit unexpected. So something like what Within Temptation have done their new album by having that what's the rapper's name? Exhibit on one of their songs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, something like that. Well, okay. I would not go that far into having a rapper. I'm not listening that much to rap music. There's some I like. I really like Eminem because of his honesty and the true feelings he put into the music. It's not only about most of the rappers just going around and telling everyone how big their cock is, and
it kind of becomes a kind of bragging contest with their albums.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what I like about some of the few rappers that don't do it, but telling really stories, interesting stories, and but nevertheless, maybe that would not be really something for Xandria song, but. Well, Within Temptation just have shown everyone that you can at least try to do it, and I listened to the song, and it's not like that. It's something you would say like, oh no, come on, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You have to listen to it a few times, but then
I'll admit I had to. I was a bit unsure on it on first, but after you listen to it, actually, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be. So
to me, I had the impression that it was kind of breaking out of being this is a symphonic rock or symphonic metal song. It gets a bit more universal, like. A song for a movie soundtrack or something.
Yeah.
Where genre boundaries are not really something to take into account, and this song sounds really like something like this.
Okay. Now, for those of who haven't seen you live yet, unfortunately, I am among them because I've unfortunately not had the money whenever you've toured over in the UK. Hopefully next time I'll be able to see you guys live. But how would you yourself, having that unique view from the stage, describe your live shows to someone who's never been?
I think we are really a good unity on stage. We are not that long together in that constellation. We had a new bass player also last year, not only a singer. But it grew immediately into a unity, and I think you can really feel that when you're seeing it on stage. People are always telling us that they didn't expect that we would put so much energy in the show, and we are not that of a big band that we have big LED screens, pyro effects and everything.
Yeah,
we don't have that yet because we cannot afford to bring it on tours to small or mid-sized clubs right now. But we really try to make that up with all the passion we have for the songs, and I think that people are really seeing that, really feeling it. All the concerts on our tour in May have been like celebrations of music together with the audience, and that was really something.
Okay then. One final question. Are there any festivals you'll be playing this year for my listeners to go and see you at?
Yeah, there's some festivals, not that many this summer, because we in September we are already going on the US tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there had been this Dames of Darkness festival. We have been last month in the UK.
Yeah.
It was great. We're having a great time there. It was really a pleasure to play there. We hope there's more to come. There's so many festivals also in the UK, and we hope for some more next year.
Yeah, I mean, he's hoping, hopefully, obviously Download will get in touch or something with you over here.
Yeah, something like that. But you know what? It's the festival promoters that have to be interested in having a band on their festival.
Yeah.
It's not like if you're a band that you can just say, okay, we're going to play on that festival. I think this year the festivals have not been that aware of us. But I hope that with a new album that have been quite successful and entering even the charts in the UK, we will have a bit more success in having the festival promoters also interested in booking us. That would be really great.
Okay then, well thank you very much for joining me today on my show, Marco. Hope the rest of the tours and that for this year go great for you. The new albums are awesome, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you go out and buy it. That was Marco from the awesome symphonic goth metal band Xandria. Thank you very much for joining me again, Marco.
Thank you so much, and thank you and you all, also your listeners, for your support. It means a lot to us. Thank you so much.